another edition of BeerAmerica.tv. I am Paul Leone with my good friend
John Pinkerton.
And we happen to be at the Craft Brewers Conference in Washington, D.C., 2013. Indeed. So we went to the keynote speaker, and we learned a lot of good things about the industry.
There are over 1,000 craft brewers that are represented and present at this year's convention. Actually, there's probably going to be close to 7,000 people participating in this year's event here in Washington, D.C. And that is a statement in and of itself for all of you people who out there that are engaged in the craft brewing community.
Let's compare a few stats from 1996, the year I learned about the association, to where the BA is now. In 1996, you could count the number of state brewers guilds on your fingers. Today, there are 45 active guilds in states around the country. In 1996, our association had no wholesale members. Today, we have nearly 370.
But to me, one of the major stories of last year were the brewery openings. 409 openings in 2012. That's the most openings since the period just after Prohibition was lifted. And it's really hard to keep track of all these people, but we're doing our best. Also, our numbers have gotten up to 1,254 breweries in planning.
We didn't start out by saying, how do we put together a business plan for the bank? We said, what are the first beers that we're going to brew? We didn't do feasibility studies. We mortgaged our homes and signed personal guarantees. For us, brewing beer is more than a random career choice. It's a lifestyle. And these last 10 years have been unbelievably satisfying.
What can you say, Mr. BA board member?
Well, following the keynote speech and the industry report and all that, it's always just incredibly inspiring. And also the awards. Have a number of industry awards that are presented that just, I don't know, you walk out of there pretty charged up and, this is a good time to be in the business. So.
It's a good time, and there were a few warning signs as well on the horizon. A lot of breweries opening up, a lot of things happening. You don't want the quality to start to suffer. It's something that internally a lot of people are talking about.
Quality is a big theme this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a theme, but I think there is a genuine concern that you have a lot of people coming in the industry right now that don't have a whole lot of experience. Mm-hmm. It's not to say they're not making good beer, but as things get more and more comcomplicated with your business, it becomes harder and harder to manage quality. Mm-hmm. So,
one of the things that I noticed, and we're going to take a look around here, is there's a lot of I've met a handful of people already that said, you know what, I've got this brewery, haven't started it yet, and they're going to be small nano breweries, and I'm seeing a lot of the small brewing systems for sale here, that sort of thing.
Yep. Well, first of all, this trade show is about 5 or 6 times the size of any trade show we've had in the past. Mm-hmm. So we're in about 250,000 square feet this year. So it's mammoth, a lot of toys out here. But you are starting to see a lot more vendors supplying small stuff, small stuff.
Cool. Well, let's look around. I've seen some really cool things. Let's see what we can find.
All right.
Oh, and they serve beer, so let's look around.
Beer.
We're here at Craft Brewers Conference and Brew Expo America. It's super exciting this year. We've got 6,400 total attendees at the conference and the expo. More than 1,000 mostly small and independent craft breweries represented among the attendees. As you know, there are about 2,400 breweries around the country at this point, and we have more than 1,000 of them represented here. In the expo hall, we've grown tremendously since last year. 255 exhibiting companies in 2012. 440 exhibiting companies this year, so a lot of great shopping and networking to be done.
So I'm here with Neil Mitchell, and tell me, this is one of those common sense things that hit you in the head. Like, now, why the heck did I think about that? Tell me about the can and what makes this unique, this package.
Well, the can has a full opening beverage end. So when you pop the top and pull off the end, it's like drinking from a glass. So you can take a sip, and it's just like drinking from a glass. You get the aroma.
Look at that.
You get
it's perfect. It's a great idea.
Again, the aroma, the full experience, like drinking it from a glass. So that's unique from a can. You don't have to pour it into another cup.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So why didn't I think of that?
Exactly.
Basically, you have your standard 3-vessel system with the full control panel here. What this is able to do is monitor both the temperature in your mash tun and your hot liquor tank. as well as the liquid levels with float switches in both. That prevents it from overflowing, running dry, scorching your kettle, and all that stuff.
So who's buying this system? The home brewer? Somebody's just starting?
Yeah. It's about 50-50 right now. We're selling about 50% of them to home brewers, just enthusiasts, as well as about 50% to people starting up a brewery, a brew pub, a tap room.
Nano kind of format?
Kind of a nano, yeah. Most of them that are going to breweries are being used as pilot systems, recipe formulation and whatnot.
There's a lot of hops here, a lot of malts here. Talk a little bit about, very briefly, about what it is that you all supply, and like what are people looking for at this year's show?
I think people seem to, surety of supply is one of the big things that people are looking for as the industry continues to grow. Country Malt is partnered with Brees. We sell a wide array of malt and hops, and when you bundle it all together on the pallets, it gives a good landing cost advantage into our customers. They can deal with fewer vendors, and everything shows up on one shipment.
It's kind of taking the conversation in a different direction. One of the big issues that we kind of continue to worry about as the industry grows is just supply chain issues, and so
the surety of supply, absolutely. Barley continues to be an issue as it fights for arable acreage to get planted. We just have to be assured that the farmer gets a good return. Same thing with hops. Hops have switched from Europe was mainly aroma, U.S. was mainly alpha. That's primarily switched now. So it's just a matter of, the biggest thing with hops is getting a contract, getting it booked so the farmer knows what to make, because they will not make on speculation anymore. They've done that in the past, and they know better to do that now.
So just to reiterate that, the contract is paramount. So for all these people getting into the industry now, if you haven't already, you better get a contract. Otherwise, all you're going to have is basically alpha hops or whatever happens to be sort of in surplus.
And the stuff that you've built your future brands on, in small batches, will not be available.
So I'm here with Erica Reitz, the founding editor of Draft Magazine at the CBC.
Hello.
What are people asking you, or what are they talking about here?
I think it's so interesting. There are so many new breweries that are here at the conference, and they're so interested in how do we talk to media, or how do we get our brewery in print and that sort of thing. So it's been a really fun conference to sort of guide people into talking about what they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was funny. You hosted a panel, and a lot of people were saying, "How do I get my name out there? How do I get my name out there?" So quick tip for anybody watching there, or brewers, or anybody, how do they approach you and Draft Magazine to try to get some face time?
Right, well, that's a really good question, and it's not just us, but for any magazine, any newspaper or publication or television, send your beer. Your beer is who you are. It is what we want to know, and it's what our readers and viewers and listeners want to try. So I would say just find the address, send your beer, and let people know who you are through that. She's
like us. We always say the same thing. Send your beer. That's the best way to get in the door.
We have an industry now. And it used to not be an industry. It used to be just this little club, and it's kind of fun just because it was so small and you knew everybody. But it's great to see that it's really turned into something significant.
It's
so loving that.
It's profound, really. I mean, even just in the past couple of years. But back from when you're talking, that's a big step.
And the amazing thing about this business is this has all been done without big money, by passion. Crazy people that didn't know they couldn't do it, and just kind of helped each other, and got customers to love them so much they could help them help them build their businesses and be loyal and spread the word, and it's a pretty miraculous thing. It doesn't happen in a lot of industries.
So 2013 CBC, what do you think? Thoughts?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, this is incredible.
Yeah, and that was kind of the theme, as you've just seen, is that it's getting much bigger, and there's a lot more happening in this industry.
A lot.
All right.
Pretty impressive.
Do you have a favorite of what we looked at? I like the can thing. That was pretty cool. It was one of those.
Yeah, It was one of those.
Those idea things. There you go.
Yeah, the can thing was pretty cool. I don't know. The thing is, I'm not shopping this year.
Right.
So, I just walk around and go, well, I wish I could have that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of toys. I mean, this is
a lot of toys and a lot of little brewing systems to get started with, and I think that's kind of what we were talking about. Anywhere from the 1 barrel to 7 to 20 or whatever. So it's all good.
Yep, and everything in between. I mean, there's a lot of vendors here that are selling analytical equipment for measuring your quality, various parameters, this and that. All of our suppliers are here, so
sign up for your malt. That's the tip of the day right there.
Contract
for
hops.
your malt. There you go. And hops and malt, right?
Hops are really the key.
All right. So that's your lesson from this, to do that, because I didn't even know that. So anyway, Paul at BeerAmerica.tv, if you leave questions or comments, or
Pink at BeerAmerica.tv.
Like us on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're everywhere. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Another great event. Cheers, and cheers to Adam, who is the camera guy. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Now you can go back.